So, are you wondering if now is the time to sell? The Danville real estate market has changed big time since last year. And in this video, you're going to find out what that means for your home. Hello, if this is the first time we've ever met, my name is David Totten, licensed realtor here in Virginia and North Carolina with eXp Realty. And my team and I, we get calls and texts every day from people just like you looking to move or sell or relocate here in the Danville and the surrounding area. So if you're just moving in the next 6 weeks or 60 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or schedule that Zoom meeting with us so we can help make your move smooth as possible. Again, we want to talk about today. I want to take you on a ride with me. I've been getting questions a lot lately around town, and it's just simply, David, what is going on in the real estate market? So today I want to take you on a ride with me to figure out just what that means and look at what the market and how it has changed from this time last year to today. So we're going to jump over into my computer. I'm going to share some statistics with you, and I want to share some points that have been made around. We know that the Fed recently had a meeting where they actually dropped interest rates, but we want to see how that affected, or if it affected at all, the real estate market with some other things. So stick around to the end. We want to make sure we provide you as much value as possible so you can make the best decision on whether or not it's time for you to sell your house. So we're going to jump over into the computer now. So when it comes to selling your house, there are 4 key points that I want to discuss with you for you to make the best decision on whether or not is now the time to sell. And those 4 points include: how many new listings are there in the market that you're competing against? The second one is, how many homes have sold? Because if you do put your home on the market, that is the end goal, is to get that sold, that house sold to a prospective ready and willing buyer. Then we want to talk about median sales price, not average sales price. Median sales price deals more with what number is in the middle out of a set of homes that have sold. What's that middle number? What does that look like in the market in Danville, Virginia? And then the last thing we want to talk about is days on market, because that's important. Because if you remember a few years ago in 2020, 2021, when the market was hot, all you had to do was whisper, I'm selling my house, and you would end up with 5 to 10 offers, and that house will be sold in about 14 days. Now things have changed quite a bit, and it's taking a little more time. So we'll look at, what that average is compared to last year versus today, and we'll get right into those numbers. So first, 2023. Hang on. There we go. So for 2023, now this is September because we're just halfway through October. But in 2023, September of last year, we had 52 new listings on the market in that month. In that same month, 48 homes sold. And the average, or let's say the average days on market for September of last year was 64 days, which is up, about almost close to a week than what we're used to, which is about 51 to 52. And that median sales price was $136,500. So if we jump over into September, a month ago, things look a little different. So we had 60 new listings hit the market in September. We had 43 homes that sold, and these are all single family detached homes. And the average days on market jumped up to 79 days. But what I want to point out to you, my friend, is look at the median sales price. We jumped from $136,500 to $209,500. Now, what does that mean in the grand scheme of things? Well, let's take a look. So, comparison from September 2023 to September 2024, the new listings were up 15%. The homes sold was down 10%. And there are a number of factors that go into that. But I think the main one has been the interest rate. We had days on market increased by 24%. But again, the median sale price jumped up 53, and it was really 53 and a half, but I didn't want to put that half percentage point in there. But when you think about, you think about that for a minute, when we're talking about home prices, we have seen a tremendous increase in home prices in this area since COVID, but also since the casino announcement was made about Caesars coming to town. And I rode by there yesterday, and when I tell you the progress that has been made on that place is just, it blows my mind every time I ride by there. So when we're looking at the Schoolfield area, those houses over there are meal houses. So the folks that used to work at Danville Mills lived in those homes. They are 2-bedroom, 1-baths, 3-bedroom, 1-baths. You'll get lucky to find a 3-2 and a gym if you find a 4-2 over there. Now, prior to all of this happening, home prices over there, 35 to 50,000, easy. Now, in that same area, those homes are over 100 grand. So you think about, in 4 years, home values just over there have quadrupled in some instances, and in that area. And I think that they're going to continue to go that way. Now, I do want to share a couple of reports that I read, so you don't say David said such and such. No. I want you to hear from people who are smarter than me, who watch this stuff daily. This is their job when it comes down to, because we did mention, interest rate, how does that affect mortgages? And then how did the Fed dropping the rates affect home mortgages? Well, not a lot, honestly. But I do want to share this with you. So we're going to jump back into the computer, and I want to just share these with you real quick. So you know this is not David talking, but I want to give you some more firepower, while you're making that decision. Do I need to sell my house right now? Is now a good time to sell a house in Danville? And we'll answer that question at the end. I will give you my opinion on that then. But right now, let's just look at this report real quick. Okay, so this is from bankrate.com, right? And it's, here are 4 ways the Federal Reserve's big rate cut could change the housing market. And it said could change. Okay, and this is from September 18th of last month. And so I'll just read a little bit of it to you, okay? So after months of anticipation, the Federal Reserve cut interest rates on Wednesday by 0.5 percentage point. That will have an impact on the housing market, but it's unlikely to make a huge difference for those struggling to afford a home. Let's take a look why. Mortgage rates might not actually drop much further right now. And well, let's just keep reading. Mortgage rates have been pretty high for the last couple of years, especially compared with historic lows they reached during the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic. Rates bottomed out below 3% for a 30-year fixed mortgage during 2020 and 2021 when the pandemic led to lockdowns. But they then climbed to nearly 8% last year amid a robust economy and rising inflation. So, inflation is still, they're trying to combat it. But what has happened is, a few weeks ago, interest rates did take a small dip, and they got down into the mid to low 6s. But The economy is doing so well that interest rates have crept back up to around 7%. So let's keep reading. But the prospect of rate cuts has already helped send mortgage rates lower, even before the Fed announced its actual decision on Wednesday. Long-term fixed-rate mortgages are now at 6.2. Remember, this is last month, the lowest since February 2023. Now, it says that the forecast for a 30-year could be about 6.2 by the end of this year, about where it is now. But Mr. Doherty expects the 30-year mortgage rate to fall closer to 5.5 by the end of 2025, still above pre-pandemic levels. So I don't see 2.5, 3% coming back anytime soon. But if we're talking about 6.5, 6.2, maybe even 6%, or, into next year, 5.5, then yes, you will have more buyers back out in the market. It's a given. But what also is going to happen, and I don't want to spoil this because there's another report I want to get into, and we'll read it. But what's going to happen is interest rates come down. Demand goes up. And we all know what happens with supply and demand. When demand goes up, but the supply is not there to meet the demand, y'all come on, tell me what's going to happen. Yes, home prices are going to continue to go up. We just went from last year from 136.5 as a median home sale price to 209.5 as a median home price. That is astronomical, 53% difference. But let's keep going. This is from CBS News. What will happen to home prices as interest rates are cut? Interest rates have been trending downward while the Federal Reserve implementing its first cut of 2024 last month. Analysts predict more cuts could follow in the final months of this year and into 2025, potentially reshaping the real estate market. But lower rates don't always mean better deals or lower home prices. It's right there in black and white, my friends. In fact, rate cuts can affect the housing market in surprising ways. Some experts predict rising prices, but declines and stability are always plausible under certain circumstances. So, they say, we've consulted industry professionals to break down each possibility. People smarter than me. So let's see, what will happen to home prices as interest rates are cut? Lower interest rates typically energize the housing market. The most likely scenario is that home prices will rise if rate cuts happen amid economic growth, which we just talked about, and limited housing supply. There it is right there, says Albert Lloyd, founder and CEO of Lexert Capital Management. That's why he suggests buyers should, now this is for you, my people, buyers should act quickly to take advantage of lower rates, while you sellers may want to hold off to maximize offers as demand increases. Now, that is not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee because a lot of people like to overprice their house and they sit. We've seen a lot of reductions in the last several weeks. We've seen a lot of homes sold below list price. So I would highly suggest, please hear me out. Hire a professional. Call me. Call one of my colleagues. I don't care who you use. My thing is, do what's best for you. And sometimes that's not always doing it yourself. Please I'm going to repeat that. Do what's best for you. And that's not always doing it yourself. Myself and my colleagues, we do this all day, every day. I'm pretty sure you have a busy life and you don't sell real estate all day, every day like we do. I'm not saying We know more than you. You could be very savvy at pricing, and you can study the market and see what's happening, and you can compare. And I'm giving you some nuggets. You can compare your home, how many beds, how many baths, location, square footage, with other houses within a mile radius. Same number of bedrooms, same number of bathrooms. You could have updated your home and they didn't, or they updated their home and you didn't. So there are several factors that go into marketing a home. Professional photography, decluttering. I would even hire a professional cleaner, get you some professional photos, and do a professional video. I do all of that. I'm doing it right now for you. But I want to make sure that you are served the way that you need to be served and handled the way that you need to be handled. Okay, that's the bottom line, is get the best price, because I'm pretty sure when you sell your house, you have to live somewhere else. So that's another thing. We got to work the sale of your house and the purchase of your next house, or wherever you're going. Even if it's in another state, I can help. But we got to make sure that we do those things in correlation, in tandem, so you're not homeless. But you also want to make sure you get the most for your house. I want to keep going just a little bit, because this is getting good, and I hope you're getting a lot of value out of this. I'm going to read one more line, and then I'm going to let you go, because I'm pretty sure you got to get back to life. But the deeper the cut, the lower the rates, which means more borrowers in the marketplace, creating higher bids for desired homes. Now, those last two words are very important. Desired homes. Do we know what's in demand right now? I will tell you what's in demand right now. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. That's what's in demand, if you're a retail buyer. Now, if you're an investor and you are looking to, to make a purchase, then you can add square footage to a house. There are steps you have to take to do that. But even on that, you have to update and rehab, reconstruct to what people are looking for. And that sweet spot right here in the beautiful Danville, Virginia, is anywhere between $200,000 to $300,000. That's in my opinion. Now, is now a good time to sell? I think that's a little subjective, and I'll give you my opinion on it. If the timing is right, if you have made those tweaks, if you have made those updates, if you have to sell, yes, I would say the time is right, because I don't see it getting any better right now. What do I mean by that? Is no time is better than the present. You cannot, it's hard to predict the real estate market. It really is. It's hard to predict what's going to happen. We could have another pandemic tomorrow. We don't know. But if things are lining up to where, you know what, I have saved up some money to make a down payment on another house, or if I sell this house, I will have enough money to make a down payment on a new house, or I have to relocate for a job, for family, for whatever reason. And time waits for no man. So that job might start next month and you have to be out of here. It's time to sell, unless you want to pay 2 mortgages. That's totally up to you. If you got the finances to do that, God bless you. But if not, we got to get that home sold. And again, there are several factors that go into getting that home sold. But with the way that the rates are right now, there's a ton of pent-up demand in the market. And I know people are waiting. What's going to happen? Now, when we saw that dip last month into the low 6s, it was perfect. Now we're back up to 7. Matter of fact, let's take a look. Let's take a look before I let you go. Let's take a look. Let's see what interest rates are right now as of today. So let's go to mortgage rates today. Look at that. A 30-year fixed home mortgage is 7.084%. 15-year is 5.9. Let's just say 6. And again, 30-year is 7. Now that's just from this algorithm here. Now, a website that I like to use is Mortgage News Daily. Now, a little different here. Okay, let's scroll back up and let's look at today's mortgage rates. And the Mortgage News Daily Rate Index is published daily around 4 p.m. So in another hour and a half, this will be updated. But from what we're looking at right now, we have a 6.68%, which is down 0.05 for a 30-year fixed loan. We have 6.09% for a 15-year fixed. Then we have a 6.79 for a 30-year jumbo. So a little different from, you know, the algorithm when you go just to mortgage rates today. I love this website because it is spot on with their data. But again, if this has been informative for you and you've been pondering and that idea has been swirling around in your head, do I sell my house now? If it makes sense for you, yeah. And if it doesn't, no, you should not. Again, you have to weigh the factors, the data, and what's happening in your life right now is important. And those are going to be the determining factors to let you know, yes, I need to call David to sell the house, or no, I need to wait before I sell the house because other things have to line up first. I hope this has been informative, helpful, and valuable for you today. Again, this is David Totten, licensed realtor with eXp Realty, licensed in Virginia and North Carolina. And again, my goal is to help make your move as smooth as possible. Give me a call, shoot me a text, schedule that Zoom meeting with me. That link is in the description below. And until I see you in the next video, take care. God bless. Bye-bye.